Hey, what's up, guys? Blue Player here again. Want to go ahead and talk about State of Decay by Undead Labs. This is the second part of the day-to-day article highlights or overview, pretty much. If you haven't seen the first part, go ahead and check it out. I'll put a link in an annotation up right now, and you can check that out and then come back. I'll have a link to this one as well on there, so don't worry about getting lost. I also have like 10 State of Decay videos if you want to check them all out. If you're just wanting to be one of those fans that is trying to learn something, I would recommend going to State of Decay, or no, undeadlabs.com. Check them out if you're just looking for a certain question. But other than that, I'm just going to be doing like roundabout videos. I've analyzed all the trailers they've given us. I've talking pretty much about all the information. After this video, I'm pretty much caught up, and I'm just waiting for new information to come out. But yeah, check them out on Facebook, Twitter. Any new information they give, you will be notified on there. But for right now, we'll go ahead and continue. We left off talking about the kitchen, and then after that it sort of started talking about the radio a little bit more. I know I already mentioned how you don't just have to use it for scavenging. You can also use it to call survivors in. Let's say you find a big old stash of Twinkies. You want to call a buddy in because he's better at scavenging. That way you can watch his back and he brings all the food back. You can do that. But it also mentions that you can use it to have other people call you. So let's say there's a group of survivors down the road. You haven't seen them yet, and they get a hold of your phone number, I guess you could say. I don't know how, or your frequency, radio frequency. They can call you and ask you for help. Maybe that's a way to get in touch with them. Bring them into your uh, community. But I'm pretty sure you're not gonna have a radio like right in the beginning. I'm willing to bet that you have someone bring a radio in later in the storyline. Uh, then it goes on to talk about the workshop. I already said that you can use it to repair weapons and to build weapons to kill zombies. But you can also use it pretty much to build other facilities. It is kind of required in some of them, but not all of them. But it would help a lot in building time, I'm guessing, with a workshop. But what's really cool is once you build it, it doesn't just stop. Um, you continue working on it, and eventually, if you do it enough, you can start working on vehicles. That's important because there are a finite amount of vehicles in the State of Decay world. So when I say finite, I mean, for all of you who don't know, is if I go crash all of my cars, I have no more cars. That's pretty much how it is in the game. But if you do that, there is a survivor somewhere randomly who will know where to find more. There is a price, but no one knows what the price is yet. Like I said, we don't have all the information, but uh, you won't be completely screwed and have to run everywhere. Then it goes on to talk about a part of the game that we hadn't gotten a lot of information on before, and I think it's really important, but territory, pretty much. Um, when you build a base, or you get a base, around it is going to be a sort of safe area. It's not going to be like, oh my god, there's zombies outside. It's not going to be like that all the time. Uh, you're going to have like a little safety bubble. I'm not saying the zombies won't come in if they start finding you and you're making all these loud noises. Hell yeah, they're going to find you. But if y'all are all chill, hordes do roam around and they will get to you. But other than that, zombies won't necessarily be right outside the front door. And there's ways to increase that area. You can build watchtowers, and that will up your safe area. And sniping from that watchtower temporarily upgrades it. I mean, it's not like permanent, like, oh my god, I almost cleaned the whole map. It'll go up a little bit and then down a little bit until you keep sniping. So I mean, if you're going scavenging and you feel like you need a little bit of an advantage, yeah, put someone on that watchtower and have them start sniping, and it'll help you out a little bit. Like you have a safe building, I want to say zombies have a certain building. It's not that they just go to certain buildings and stay there. Just certain buildings get infested. And what I mean by infested is there's a crap ton of zombies in that one building. And you wouldn't know, I want to say. Because it's not like the whole map is right there. Like you know where everything is. You have to go out and scout. So when you go out and you're looking around the map, it's going to become available on the map. You'll always know what's there, but before you do that, you're not going to know what's around you. You have to go check it out. And while you're doing that, you're going to find buildings that are all red and grotesque looking. And that is an infected or infested building. And if, let's say, you put your base probably about 10 doors down from it, you're going to get a whole bunch more hordes coming at you than you would have had you just put it down like another part of the city. So if you go clean out those infested buildings, it'll take care of the zombies that are coming at you. Another part of buildings that I wanted to talk about that they just a little, they just barely touched on it, is outposts. Bases and outposts are completely different. One reason is bases, like I said, are like your HQ. They're where you have all the facilities. They're where you have main people staying. Outpost is sort of like a strategic area. You can have them mainly because once you scavenged an entire area and there's not too much more left there, you don't really want to stay there because then it's going to take 10 minutes just to go get some damn food. So you put an outpost out there. That way you can just chill there for a little bit, go grab all your food, and get the hell out. Other than that, outposts can't do much else. They're a way of holding supplies, but they don't get any major facilities in them. Uh, but that was pretty much it for the article. I'll go ahead and talk about the zombies in the game just in case you haven't seen my other videos. That way we can kind of round this out at 10 minutes. I want to have it in there. But the zombies, it's not like they wanted them to be like Left 4 Dead, where there's just insane morphations of zombies. I will go ahead and put a picture up right now that kind of has two little variations. If you look at the right side of the car, there's this one little tubby zombie. He'd be a lot tougher to take down. I mean, he's not going to be like a tank, but he would definitely do a little bit more damage than the ones that are on a car. They're not bigger. It's not like they said, oh, well, this guy was freaking buff and he was sitting in a tank of toxins and he got struck by lightning and turned into the superhero zombie. That's not how it would be. He would, what they pretty much made it as is if the Usain Bolt turned into a zombie, he would be one hoss fast ass zombie and we would all be screwed. Of course, no zombie's ever gonna catch him, but if he did, let's say he tripped. That's how it would be. He'd be a zombie, and they didn't want to make it to where it was insane. They just make him a little faster. They do have fast and they have slow zombies, but it's not like insane. They do have a little bit tougher. They do have some that are a little bit more dangerous than others, but other than that, they're all pretty much human. I know I talked about vehicles. Main points about vehicles is some of them are front wheel drive, some of them are rear wheel drive, some of them are all wheel drive, and there is no gas consumption. I said that in the first part of this video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out right now. But each vehicle, there's a sports car. Let's just use the sports car as a demonstration, and we'll use a Prius. I don't think there's a Prius in the game. I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be, but we'll use it for an example. If I'm driving the Prius around at like 5 miles an hour, not a single zombie is going to know where the hell I am. Now, if I'm driving around in a sports car looking for all the babes in the city, all the zombies are going to be looking for me because they can hear me. Same things for gun. If you're out there just unloading this nice, beautiful AK, they're all going to hear you and they're all going to come looking for you. You can put suppressors on some guns, not all of them. Shotguns and revolvers you can. I also did a video on guns and vehicles if you want to go check those out. They're both like 10 minutes long. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Sound is a big thing to these guys, so make sure you're being careful out there. There is no release date for the game yet, but I'm betting that this release date is going to come out within the next month, February. Definitely before the end of February. If it's not, I'm sorry. It's coming out before spring, so don't blame me. But either way, that's pretty much going to do it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.